Well, very good everybody, and welcome to another video. It's another live stream, and today is probably going to be a relatively short video. I was just thinking, my intention is to do a little personal landing training, just to see if I can, if there's anything in particular that I wanted to check out when actually setting down the aircraft on the runway, and felt like just making a really short flight, so including the programming of the MCDU, taking off and approaching and landing. Did not feel like getting the aircraft lined up already before the video or anything, just so it's going to be an en route time of about 28 minutes or something, really short. We're standing currently at the Brownfield Municipal Airport. It's the Otay Mesa neighborhood, San Diego, California. We're going to San Diego International Airport, obviously also in San Diego, California. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I'll be your captain for today's flight. And let's just jump in and see what we can see, so to speak. So we're using real world time and weather, and this may not be very nice for the frame rate, but stubborn as I am, I decided to just go ahead with it anyway. Well, there you go, that's just stubbornness for you. So that having said, let's load in the flight plan from the Simbrief website. Goes in straight in here. So I'm not going to go over all the details. Well, know it myself, I probably will anyway, regardless of my intention. So we'll just start up the batteries and the external power there, and crew oxygen supply so we do not suffocate. Ground control light, sure, you can come. So let's start up the aiders as well, and the strobe light can go to the auto, and the nav light can turn on, and the overhead integrated lights, always like them, a big favorite of mine. Turn on the no smoking sign, although I'm actually going to smoke shortly, probably, myself here in the flight deck. So as usual, just setting up, turning on all the lights, it's what I usually do. Obviously in real life there's a little bit more complication to setting up the flight deck, obviously. There's some safety checks that have to be performed, you know, like, I don't know, like all kinds of stuff. I know that's a vague, quite vague on my part. Think of things like, you know, like make sure the brakes are set and that the thrust lever is in the idle position, that the parking brake is set, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that, and if I wanted to do it, I would have to use a little note anyway, like a checklist. So we got this part out of the way. Let us go to the MCDU and load in the flight plan that I created through the Simbrief website. So in it, press and requesting. There you go, American Airlines 812, Kilo Sierra Delta Mama or Mike to Kilo Sierra Alpha November. En route time of 27 minutes. What do we have on the second page here? I'm not going to use this for now. So yeah, so the flight's in here. Let's go to the Unit A page. Basically do the same. Unit request. Requesting. There you go. Cost index of 60. Flight level 060. It's interesting. Since it is below flight level 180, this should actually not be flight level, I would assume, but just altitude of 060, so 6,000 feet. But I might be confused about something, why it's still called FL here, but I don't know, whatever. Init B page will not be going here just yet, so we got the init and let's go to the flight plan. It's a really short flight plan. I like this. RYAHH. Okay. There's a flight plan discontinuity. And we're just going to delete it. Oh, this looks interesting. Sure. Okay. So let's have a look here. So we check the OFP, the flight plan, to find out what is our departure. What is the alternate route? It's 08 left, and then we go direct to Mike Zulu Bravo. There's an airway for vector 66. RYAHH, direct to San Diego 09er. Sure. As long as it's ILS, because I was looking for an ILS actually. Otherwise we'll just change it along the way. But well, we'll see this momentarily. 08 left. So there's actually not too much to put in. 08 left to 09er. No, wrong button. So choose the departure 08 left, and this will just be direct, no SID. Get rid of the flight plan discontinuity, and in San Diego we will be runway 09er. So ILS 09er Zulu. I'll have that. Just put it in there, and now let's check the flight plan quickly and start by removing any and all flight plan discontinuities that might have snuck in there. Doesn't look like there are. Flight plan, something that I noticed right off the bat is after RYAHH there is San Diego ILS 09 Zulu, and so what is this, the go around? If there is a go around, is that what it is? Sarx Gato. I'm a little bit confused about that, and then it says the end of the plan. As soon as the IRSs are aligned, the ADRs are aligned, we'll have a look on the plan page here. Actually, you can already have a look, that's pretty cool. So what does this tell us for now? I'm just going to get up a little closer. Yeah, so as I said, it's much more of like a personal video. But it did feel like recording it, because then I can have a look at it later as well. So we are here, KSDM, taking off runway 08 left. It should be this one. How are they doing this? It looks like it's saying like you go to 270 and then, but whatever. I fly this way. So yeah, you see, this looks a little strange to me. Zoom in one step. Just get a little. This looks like really pretty lines, but no real clue what they're talking about. It might not matter too much, to be fair. We're just going to be using the localizer as soon as we're close. But it looks a little funky. But, you know, I am the funky sim pilot after all. So in that sense, look, and the ADRs are aligned as well now. So what does it look like here? It's just too small to see now. I'm not going to bother for now. It's a little bright, so let's get it out of the way. Okay, so alright, so we got the flight plan. There's still no secondary or RADNAV. Well, not going to be using it. The fuel, that did change something in the fly-by-wire A32NX. So they removed one page in the MCDU, So the fuel will be doing from the tablet here. Fuel required, block fuel 3355. So we go to the fuel here. We are looking now at 9,521. Let's see if we can confirm this. Fuel on board, it says 3,880. So let's have another look at this little sucker right here. Oh, current fuel it says here. This is only what, it's just what you want to, okay, no problem. So 38900, that should be enough. I think they said 3355 for the fuel. Yeah, so will be a little more on the heavier side, but probably doesn't make too much of a difference. Unless that's like where we go wrong. But let's just go ahead. Make this a little less bright as well. So the actual fuel then 3880, so let's say 3.9. So we enter it 3.9 right here for the block fuel, and the wind component, it is plus 009. Just go ahead, plus 9, should come out as 009. There we go, the tailwind. Head on over to the MCDU, ATSU, AOC menu. We go to the weight and balance. So there used to be a page here where you could actually load in the amount of fuel that you wanted to take. I'm going to do the boarding. Oh, it's not going to do anything. First was the request. There you go, and I believe it's doing it instantly. No, it is not. Let us do this instantly for today's flight. We go here in the corner on the lower left, and let's see, SIM options, boarding time, instant. Let's just do instant for now. There we go, everybody's on board. I'm curious to see, because I had some trouble earlier with the MCDO calculating the Z-speeds for the takeoff, but I did manage to get it right actually at some stage the last time I flew, but I believe I did something in one of these pages, but not quite remember precisely at this moment. So we got the weight and balance, so we should be fine, 6,000 feet. So we go to performance, I guess, and do a flap 1 takeoff, transition out to this 18,000. Let's see if it accepts. Yeah, it appears to be working. That's good news. I did find out there's a chart that you can check, and it will say the current weight of the aircraft, and then you just check. Well, there is a little more to it, but you basically can check a reference speed chart, and then you will know what your flap. You put in your flap setting, and then it will calculate. It will show you like which are the V1, VR, and V2 speeds. But luckily, we do not have to bother with that this moment. So that's all been set. That means that we should be able to get ready to take off shortly. Let's turn on the beacon lights and the wing lights as well. Start up the APU. You wait a couple of seconds and you press the start button. So let's turn on the seatbelt sign as well, since we are now loaded with fuel. And turn on the fuel pumps. So we get that out of the way as well. APU starting up. as you can see, it is quite of a gloomy day here in the south of San Diego area. And to my knowledge, it's completely new to me that Californians were ever exposed to rain. I thought it would never rain here. It's just like a desert kind of country, as far as I know. But as I said earlier, what do I know? I'm just a very simple man with a very complex psychology. Okay, so we've listened to the starting up of the APU for long enough now. So let's turn on the APU bleed. We are on the internal power, so we can turn off the external power now. We should be getting ready to start the engines. What we could do quickly, get a little weather report so that we know what is the QNH. So we send it and it will be sent. In the meantime, how do we get there? Excuse my bad camera work here. Put the flaps to 1, we arm the ground spoilers, we lock the flight deck, and this one is actually now in op. I'm just getting this in the system, and later I will have a look at what this precisely means. Well, that's predictive wind shear. I believe you do not, no, let's just not go there. Let's see, so turn on the TCAS system, and let's give ourselves a squawk code 3652, there you go. This goes to the on, and this goes to the on, I believe, as well. That should be it. This one to get the engine started, or well, in preparation of engine start. I'll just quickly check. So let's put in 6,000 feet and put that to manage. This one should go to 0. Okay, the heading speed are managed. And then finally, let's check the weather report. Receive messages. Meter and QNH 29er. So we got the correct altitude setting, constraints are engaged there, the flaps are out. So all we need to know now is where are we on the airport. So we'll pull up the little chart, we'll have a look, open up the charts list, and go this one, go 08 left. So basically it's at our 4 o'clock, if you will. Yeah, what's the condition outside? Oh, it's right there. This is all too easy. Shall we even push back, or shall we just make like a 180 turn? I think we're just gonna do a 180 turn, what do you think? So let's start up the engine. We'll start engine number 2 first. Put this in the performance page. And we will also arm the max speed brake for the departure. It does not do it yet. Could be maybe because the engines are not running yet. Let's see what else can we see. The engines. This one is actually starting up, so that's always good. Let's see where the Californian wind will take us today. Engine number 2 is available. Engine number 1 coming up. You know, maybe we can print the weather page, because we might need it for landing as well. So receive messages meter printed, so this is going to print now to our right, and we'll put it in the MCDU later. It is printing right there. That is engine number 1. So we got the fuel 3860. So can we now, there you go, the max speed brake for the rejected takeoff. So we turn on the taxi lights and the nose wheel steering lights. Disengaging the parking brake. And let's head on over to the runway. I just decided if the weather conditions are going to be a problem for the FPS too much, I might change them after all. Because I did notice some problems with the this is also something. Sometimes the radar input just sort of freezes. I've heard the 320 pilot is one of the popular real-world pilots who stream on the YouTube. He encountered this problem as well, so that's always good. I mean, I do make a lot of newbie mistakes, do not get me wrong, but it is always good to sometimes find out it's not actually pilot error, but sometimes it's actually something else. But in my case, most of the times it's pilot error and learning. So takeoff lights are on as well, and the landing lights, we turn them on too. So let's notify the cabin crew that we're about to take off. So after takeoff, we will engage the autopilot and just take it from there. So as I did say, the flight plan does look a little bit funny. We might not be needing it as much. If we get to the general direction, it should be fine as long as we have the correct ILS frequency loaded, and we pick up the localizer signal. Definitely steering a little sluggishly, more than I'm used to. So let's just get out of here. Pardon the route takeoff here. It feels like, I don't know, there's like a lot of wind. Still sure, okay? So, very good, look at that, man. Okay, so about 15 degrees, we got positive rate, gear up. There is the gear coming. We'll wait until at 1500 feet, and then we can put the thrust lever into the climb detent. we're sitting at around 500, so 2000 means the 1500 feet mark. So we go to the climb, detent, there we go. And we engage the autopilot, AP1. It says thrust climb, that's correct. We're climbing to the set altitude of 6000 and we're following navigation. So this flight plan, as I said, it looks really interesting. But let's just take it one step at a time. It says now we're going to Mike Zulu Bravo. Man, this looks really interesting. Also retract the flap. Let's check the flight plan page one more time. That's probably what I said earlier, pilot error. I probably did something wrong. So we're approaching 6000 feet now. We'll maintain the local QNH. And there, you can see the airport is already right there. And we need to approach it from the other side. So we could even just say, you know, we're just going to vector ourselves to, let's say, like 260 or 270, 280, something like that, and just then do a right turn. Obviously, it would be nice if we had some sort of fixes. So now let's see how this plays out. I mean, what is this going to mean? Like we're going to Mike Zulu Bravo, but it is pretending we are going to make a right turn. And then what, like a really sharp 180 and then go back to that direction to reach Mike Zulu Bravo? What I might do, not really sure if that's possible. You know what, let's first enter the destination data, because we are really close. And then we'll start philosophizing and improvising. The whole point is just to make sure we get a stable approach, and from the stable approach I want to check if there's anything I can do to improve my touchdown rate, like the landing rate. So San Diego, what are they saying? 2998. That's for the altimeter. We go to the performance page. Next phase, descent. Approach, okay. Oh, okay. No problem. Format error, sure. So 2998. Just double check here. Yep. Put it in. The temperature 14. And the wind 170. 23, no, 17023 gust, 34 knots. So is it 17034? That will be a lot of wind. 17023 gust. So let's say 34. Let's just do it. Seems like a lot of wind, man. And the barrel, we will need the San Diego charts for this. Open up the charts list, approach, ILS Zulu, oh look, that is us. Let's just disengage that little thingy. What are we looking for? Decision altitude 217. We'll put that into the battlefield. So the data is now in. looking some nice weather for us. Always good. Let's keep the passengers strapped in for now. I'm also going to keep the APU running as well. So this definitely does look interesting. This is definitely not something that we have really wanted, I would assume. So what I'm going to do is... Well, what is it what I'm going to do, man? Obviously this is not what I had in mind at all. I broke the flight plan. Let's zoom out a little. Must have put something really weird in there. This is totally, this is like noob 101. Okay, so screw that. Oh look, it's on heading mode. Yeah, see, something is just broken with the... I'm not blaming the aircraft, I'm blaming what I programmed in. I just did it a little too carelessly. But no worries, we're going to fly 270. As long as we are able to get a stable approach, then I'll be fine. So let's just go 270. I would like to get the waypoints out of the way if possible. It's just to declutter it. I wonder what we can do. Flight plan discontinuity, sure. Get rid of that as well. I'm just now manually trying to delete anything that I can find. Clear San Diego as well. Clear the RYAHH. Clear the Hail. Clear the Mike Zulu Bravo. VOR. I believe it was a VOR. 2015. Oh, the runway we can probably not delete. So this looks a little painful. So now this is our flight plan. It's taking us straight to the San Diego airport. But it looks like the San Diego airport. I don't understand. It makes it appear as if the San Diego airport is right here. One other thing, actually, when I decided to when I decided to go to San Diego, I remembered that I had an instance a couple of months ago where I flew a IFR flight with an Airbus to San Diego, and I encountered something similar. Again, I probably should not start by blaming the flight simulator, because the likelihood is a lot bigger of me doing something wrong, obviously. But I do remember, and I did remember when I chose San Diego. This does not appear to make sense to me at all, man. So let's cheat a little and have the what the hell is going on, man? Let's see, Mike Zulu Bravo. I'm scared. We're still on the autopilot. I'm going to start with changing the weather. Just a little hunch that I'm having. And perhaps at least we see something. Obviously I just killed this the performance page information, but this is really weird. I've never had this bleeping sound on for so long. Almost seems like a bug. I mean, usually when there's a sound you can click clear there, or you acknowledge with the master warning lights. What if we disengage the autopilot, disengage the auto thrust? I suspect something actually might be broken. Not really sure. What do you think? Let me know. I'm quite curious. But I'm not liking it at all. So I'm going to abort my plan. First light off my cigarette. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and let this aircraft bleep at me in this fashion. Not for the life of me. Not to save my own grandmother. So what will we do? We just zoom in here. Looks like San Diego's to our left. We just go guerrilla style. Just screw it all. And disengage autopilot, disengage auto thrust. Let's just let the sucker bleep. Arkady is really pissed off now. Oh, actually it's not too bad, but it's annoying. It's annoying as hell. You know what, even? Turn off the engines. Maybe first drop the gear, because sometimes the gear will not extend, and the gravity wheel, or not gravity wheel, but the gravity extension, gear extension has not been implemented, so it does not work. So that is what we're going to do. So let's have a look at what is our speed. So let's reduce the speed a little bit. And we drop the gear. Once the gear is down, we disengage the autopilot. Let us have a look outside a little bit. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Okay, so the gear is coming. Okay, the aircraft starts bleeping now, no problem. And we are now officially a glider. So let's do a little glide landing then. It's always good fun. But this constant beeping, man, or the ticking, it's I do not buy it. Okay, speed's dropping. Let's extend one flap 1. We are definitely high. Aircraft seems a little bit harder in responding with the up and down, but we are definitely going down. So let's put in some speed brake. And monitor the speed, because speed is picking up. I could try some more flaps, and it's going to shout at us. So maybe what we'll do,
2,500.
try and bleed off a little bit of the speed. Yes, I will pull up, don't you worry. We were a little bit high. Speed brake is still extended. So maybe if we just get down a little earlier, and then we bleed off the energy once we're dangerously low to the ground. What do you think? I mean, surely that should be some... let's just see if we can break it. So your flaps full.
400.
The speed is dangerously high. See if we can do the max auto brake. No, that does not work, so we'll have to do manual braking.
200.
200. Okay, nice and easy. 50, 40, 30.
20.
Easy, easy, easy. This is what I wanted to look at. No, no, no. Okay, it's not exactly how I planned it. Already ticking stops.
Retard.
Oh, easy there.
Retard.
So what I was trying to do now was see if I can press both the rudders, but
Retard.
no. I hoped it would help with the braking.
Retard.
But as you can see, it started steering.
Retard. Retard.
Looks fine, let's
Retard.
get the flaps out. Yes, I know I'm a retard.
Retard.
You don't have to rub it in, Airbus.
Retard. Retard.
Well, this retard did manage to, well, at least set it down, shall we say.
Retard.
I almost misspoke and said land the aircraft, but
Retard.
well, it would probably not have been too accurate of a description.
Retard.
And let's get off the runway.
Retard.
Can we steer? I cannot steer to the left.
Retard.
Are you kidding me?
Retard. Retard.
Well, I had no problem. It was an emergency landing anyway. So,
Retard.
we're down.
Retard. Retard.
Look, flight board computer, I take great offense to what you're saying. Would this be the ground proximity warning system? Let's just turn all these things off. Glide slope mode, flat mode.
Retard.
This one is not it.
Retard. Retard. Retard.
I'm pretty sure what this is.
Retard.
Ground control, we don't need it.
Retard. Retard.
Well, at least we can do a horn shut up.
Retard.
But it's obviously not a horn.
Retard.
Let's see what it says here. Brakes are hot. That's pretty cool. Let's have a look at that.
Retard.
Check the temperature for the brakes there.
Retard.
It's quite high.
Retard. 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 Retard.
Language, please.
Retard. 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 Retard.
If I'm not mistaken,
Retard.
I've killed the power to the entire system.
Retard.
Could maybe.
Retard.
Got the fuel flow as well.
Retard. Retard.
The APU should be off. Not really sure if the APU turns off really slowly. That could be.
Retard.
If that's the case, that would explain why we do
Retard.
still have some juice running in the systems.
Retard.
There is an electrical page that we can check,
Retard.
obviously, but it's
Retard.
the electric. But
Retard.
perhaps I might not even be able to comprehend.
Retard.
Generator 1 and 2 are offline.
Retard.
Makes sense because we shut down the engines.
Retard.
Battery 1 and 2 are off.
Retard.
So where is it getting its power from?
Retard.
APU generator, but the APU
Retard.
should be off. You can have a look at the APU page.
Retard.
Let's see
Retard.
what's going on here.
Retard.
APU is available. Does not.
Retard.
Do not think it's running.
Retard.
Is the voltage go
Retard.
down?
Retard.
I have no clue.
Retard.
But it's not very friendly to keep on
Retard.
calling me a retard.
Retard. Retard.
So let's just get away from there. That's just driving me crazy. Alright, man. Okay, so that was an interesting video. Not quite what I had in mind. Is there a way to shut up that sound?
Retard.
It doesn't appear so.
Retard.
I will quickly explain what I was trying to
Retard.
do.
Retard.
Hang on 1 second, I will...
Retard.
There. Oh, look, now it's on.
Retard.
Oh, that's interesting.
Retard.
See, that's indicative of a bug.
Retard.
I mean, you know,
Retard.
poor plane, it's completely lifeless.
Retard.
I'm just gonna get out of here.
Retard.
This is, I don't want any part of it.
Retard.
Can we go? We cannot go through the door.
Re-
Okay, so what I wanted to do was to check the, I cannot show you now. I wanted to check on the primary flight display. There's the, on the right line, there, the right tape, there is this green indicator that indicates to us what is the vertical speed. And there's between the two tapes, one is the altitude, one is the speed. Between the two tapes there is a horizontal line which is coming up, which represents the ground level, the runway in this case, and that will be coming up. And obviously the green line should start moving up a little bit if you are decreasing your rate of descent. And I was trying to get to use that like as a guidance for you know, like when do I float, or when am I going too hard, or when do I, you know, to try to find the perfect spot. Obviously this was way too hasty, and you can see what happens when we do that, you know. It's like in the famous Quentin Tarantino movie Pulp Fiction. They say, I'm quoting, "When motherfuckers get scared, that's when motherfuckers accidentally get shot." You know, so that's basically what this is about, you know. When you start panicking, you're like, well, actually it's not completely like that, but who cares. Anyway, thanks for checking. I will, for me it was, at least it was fun. It's always fun to just do a glide landing. You know, while we're here, let's just have some good old fun, shall we? Let's just take off. See what's going to happen. This is quite high. Oh yes, I turned on the engines for them. Oh, let me get back to the flight deck. Oh. I don't want any part of it, I'm just going to end it. Anyway, let's just crash it now. For some reason I just get drawn to just see if I can still fly it. Even though I just said, oh, let's just crash it. And I'm like, no, but maybe I can fly it. Maybe I can fly it. Can we extend the gear? Just checking outside. No gear extension. No, nothing. The gear was out. So we're not going to be able to land in the Hudson River. Maybe we can land in the Hudson Pool right here. What do you say? Hudson Pool, here we come. Well, let's try and save some lives, right? And maybe just see if at least we can aim for the airport. That seems like a considerate thing to do, right? I mean, if it is your final responsibility, you know what I mean. I'll make sure it's an honorable one.
1,000.
1,000? That's pretty cool. Well, at least maybe now I can show you what I meant. So this line, it's now orange. Try to make it like really go slowly go up. But this is the line I think I meant. Is it coming up or is it not?
400.
No, probably not.
300.
It would be cool if you could do a belly landing, and it would, if you do it correctly, it will not detect as a crash. I would really think that would be very cool. So now we're completely guerrilla style, bleeding off a lot of energy. Look at that, trying to go for a 180. Oh, remember I was trying to save lives. There are some populated areas. That is not good. That cannot be right. Okay, this is about everything that we can take out of it.
200.
Sure.
100.
I think this is going to hurt. Well, Thank you for checking the video.
50.
I'm looking forward to seeing
30.
you another time.
Retard. Retard.
Had a lot of fun.
20.